Welcome to Legendary Whitetails Window Tint Installation Guide. Legendary Whitetails window tints are weatherproof and UV fade resistant. They are made from micro-perforated vinyl, printed with our own custom graphics. These full window tints are intended for exterior application on the rear window of either your truck's cab or your truck cab. Measuring 65 by 19.5 inches, the tints are large enough for most vehicles and trim easily for a custom fit. It will be helpful to have a flat surface available to lay out your work. You will also need rubbing alcohol for preparing the surface, a credit card, or better yet, a plastic squeegee for smoothing the window tint down, an X-Acto knife, safety razor, or sharp utility knife for trimming, and a straight edge. We strongly recommend that you start with a washed vehicle and that the ambient temperature is between 50 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit at the time of application. So, are you ready to get started? First, remove the tube's contents. You will find your window graphic along with strips of 3M professional edging tape. Now clean the surface with isopropyl rubbing alcohol. That's very important. Do not use window cleaner. Wait a few moments for the glass to dry thoroughly. Although it can be done alone, it's best to have someone to help with the installation. Position the tint on the window where you want it, and using masking tape along the top edge to temporarily hold it in place. Step back and take a look, making sure you like the placement. Remove the masking tape only from the top left corner and fold it at the center tape over to the right. At the top right corner of the folded over half, begin to slowly peel the white backing paper away from the tint. If you do not have help at this point, you will need to use masking tape to temporarily hold the exposed window tint on the right edge as you peel the backing away to the left. With the tint still being held or temporarily taped to the right edge, use the scissors and cut through the center of the exposed white backing paper. Release the exposed tint and stretch it outward away from the truck, being careful not to touch the sticky surface to the window. Starting at the center, use a squeegee or credit card in your right hand. Firmly and evenly apply pressure up and down, forcing out air bubbles as you move to your left. Be sure to keep the tint taut in your left hand as you smooth the tint onto the window. This is where an extra set of hands is really helpful. Now it's time to repeat the process on the right side. With the left side of the tint secured to the truck, remove the masking tape from the middle and top right corner of the tint. Fold the tint over to the left side so the remaining half of the white backing is facing outward. Have someone hold or temporarily tape the folded window tint only on the far left top corner. Peel away the remaining white backing paper from the center out to your left and discard. Release the exposed tint and stretch it outward away from the truck, again being careful not to touch the sticky surface to the window. It should be easier this time. Starting at the center, use a squeegee or credit card in your left hand. Firmly and evenly apply pressure up and down, forcing out air bubbles as you move to your right. Be sure to keep the tint taut in your right hand as you smooth the tint onto the window. Now that the window tint is securely in place, rub down the entire tint out to the edges and corners to assure complete adhesion to the window. Following the contour of your window's edging with an X-Acto knife or sharp blade, carefully trim away and remove excess material. If you notice trapped air bubbles, they can be released with a light poke over a perforation hole with a sharp knife tip, and then smooth with a squeegee. Check the window tint for good edge-to-edge adhesion. Rub down any areas that have not made complete contact. We strongly recommend that you finish the job with the 3M Professional Edging Tape for extra longevity. To do this, you will need to trim 1/4 inch away from the window's rubber seal. Why? Because contact between the rubber and the vinyl tint will cause a slow chemical reaction that will shorten the life of the window tint by damaging the adhesion of the edge. Once trimmed, you apply the supplied clear 3M tape and overlap the tint to the glass. To do this, please follow the next few steps. Using a pencil for uniform spacing, place the knife blade against it and slide along the window's edging for an even cut. If necessary, carefully freehand cut curved corners at the same spacing. An X-Acto knife or safety razor blade work best. After cutting, remove the excess tint material to expose the approximate 1/4 inch of window glass between the tint and the window trim. Now complete the project by overlapping the outer edge of the tint and the glass equally with the supplied 3M Professional Edging Tape. Separate the tape's protective backing as you go. Slowly work your way around the perimeter. Start and end at sharp corners, and because it has some stretch, you will curve the tape to follow the round corners. As you can see, with Legendary Whitetails Window Tints, you will be sure to enjoy the view from both inside and out. Oh, and guys, don't forget to further accessorize your ride with some of our other stylish decals. Legendary Whitetails decals are professional grade, UV stabilized, and weatherproof for exterior application on glass and most metal surfaces. They are easy to apply, but removable if necessary. When installed properly, they will handsomely complement your vehicle for many years of tooling around.